we came out of a small film program at UNCC. Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina, they're not really known for their film programs or their film schools. So we worked with what we could get. We both are Charlotte residents, and we attended UNCC and worked in their small film studies program. It wasn't too much. Most of our experience comes from working outside the film program, just kind of working on our own projects, our own pursuits. We've been working together, me and Jack, for about 2-3 years now on different projects outside of the college, because the college didn't provide us too many opportunities. So a lot of stuff that we've self-funded before, got to network with people in North and South Carolina. And this is our first time filming down in Pawleys, but the community here has been great.
So is what you're doing now the biggest project you've taken on since leaving college?
Yes, by far. We've got the biggest budget behind it. We've got the biggest network of people. We're working with a bunch of people in Pawleys Island as well. So we're looking at a cast and crew size of about 20 to 25. Including extras, we're handling between 30 to 50 people some days.
How did you pick Pawleys Island? How did you pick this site?
Well, Jack here has been living at this lovely residence for about
2 months.
A few months or so, so between 2 to 3 months. I've been coming down to visit him since he's been down here, and I've just really loved the place, loved the idea of filming at the beach, filming from the city. In Charlotte, you don't really have too many opportunities to film out within nature and kind of showing off the beautiful eastern seaboard that we have here.
Well, now tell us about the movie. What's it called? What can you tell us about the plot and anything you want to say?
Yeah, it's called Eden Avenue. So like I just mentioned, it's a psychological thriller where, we have this local beach town that at face value looks very nice and accommodating and very inviting. And we have these residents right here that, or not residents, excuse me. We have these guests that show up thinking they're going to have a nice beach vacation. And next thing you know, this otherwise, known as an inviting or nice looking community turns against them and has this idea of indoctrinating them and infecting them with their ideologies. It's kind of like a cult where everybody in the community kind of thinks and acts one way, and these guests from out of town, they obviously don't follow that. So the conflict starts there, and you kind of see the whole plot unravel as these kids here have to make their way through the town.
So what was it about the script when you read it that you said, yep, this is what we want to do? What was it about it?
I've seen a lot of films lately, like, Midsummer, Get Out, Nope, even like dating back like some older films like, like The Wicker Man or like Nightmare on Elm Street or Mulberry Street. Like the horror genre has always really captured me, and like I like horror that is not so much about the jump scares, but about the suspense and the thrill amongst the main characters. So what really stuck out to me with this script is that it is character driven. It is about our main ensemble, our small group of friends, as they try to make their way through, more than about, scary jump scare here, or, big horror set piece, right? It's about the characters at the end of the day and what changes they're going through in their formative years as college students. So that part really struck a chord with me. Obviously coming out of college ourselves, all being in our young 20s, it really stuck out to me, and it felt like something that we could produce at the level we're at right now.
So tell me about your character. How do you describe your character?
So I play Michael, and he's sort of almost the patriarchal figure of this small like collective of college kids. He's the one with the girlfriend who's like a part of the group. He's kind of not the top dog, but the others look to him to be like the voice of reason and maturity, and to kind of partition and make decisions for them. So me, I am a veteran. I'm coming from a transitionary period of my life, so to speak. So as the character Michael, he's also struggling with, do I stay? I stay with these guys that I know, that I love, that care about me. I get comfortable and I stay with them, or do I move on to bigger and better things? So that attracted me to the character. But it's again, it's horror and it's about the characters. It's a timeless script about people and their relationships with one another, how they are under stress, and what they can do to move forward and adapt and figure out where they're headed, where the arrow's pointing. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
And tell me about your character. How do you describe your character?
Yeah, I play Brandon, and Brandon's just that fun-loving guy that's always in everybody's little friend group, Ethan said he almost wrote it for me, so I'm proud of that part. But other than that, you can just see there's some like emotion behind Brandon, like with him like leaving, with Michael leaving and everything like that. You'll see in the film that like there's some hidden gems behind Brandon just than being the fun-loving, like stupid friend, you know.
Now tell me about the filming schedule, where it's going to take place, when, and...
Yeah, so our filming schedule is pretty much a 4-day schedule, between 4 to 5 days. We have an extra day for potential reshoots or scenes we haven't completed, but we're filming most of it here in the house here that we've got, as this is like the Airbnb, and then outside of that we're going to film some within some of the other properties here on the neighborhood who have graciously allowed us to film with them, and then we'll be filming down at the beach, so down at Pawleys Inlet will be a good portion of the film as well. We'll have our final act there and some of our opening scenes there that will be filmed there.
Now you said you may have 40, 50 people involved with this altogether.
Yeah.
Is that extras and things like that? Or?
Yeah. So like I said, filming down at the beach, we're looking to make it look like it's a packed beach, like there's a lot of residents out and a lot of people are enjoying their time on the beach, trying to make it look like, just a bigger production, just given, we're working with a pretty small budget here, so we don't have, obviously the options of like hiring out an extra casting company. We're trying to cast as local as possible through Facebook groups and local news. So we've got a lot of extras at the moment who seem to be on board, and that'll be all down at the beach. Everything here in the neighborhood will be filmed just with our main.
Well, that's cool. Now, once the filming's done, editing begins and putting it together, how long do you think that process will take?
Well, I think that process is very dependent on how the shoot goes, but I think probably between 3 to 4 months for editing, getting all that together, making sure it all looks nice and clean. The film is billed to be about 30 minutes long, so with that, comes, different changes and things like that, and it's not something that can be done within a couple weeks. So I'm thinking 3 to 4 months, since we're all working outside of this. This is kind of a passion project that we're trying to make a career. So 3 to 4 months, and then after that, release schedule would be more like summer of next year, I think, just because we're looking to put it in film festivals. We're looking to get, released in like specific regions and internationally. So we want to make sure we prioritize that first, and then we'll bring it locally and distribute it for free, probably.
Oh, I just want to throw this out. I think we all want to throw it out, like to thank Pawleys Island. They've been so receptive. And like everybody's been
100%. We spent 2 days walking around local businesses. We were talking to people, talking to folks, getting them excited, talking about how it's local, a couple local potential investors. Really, and everyone here so far, from the neighborhood to the restaurants, all up and down the strip, they've just been welcoming and kind and intrigued at our sort of the expression of our art form. And it's nice to see that excitement, especially, you never know where you're going to find it in the strangest of places. I've lived in North Carolina my whole life. I've been up and down to Charleston almost every summer for a few years there, and never heard of Pawleys Island, never stopped by, and I probably will be in the future.
A hidden gem, as you said earlier.
Yeah, on the nose.
So.